One minute you are blowing open a cave with dynamite. The next, 4 people are fighting over a forklift while a warehouse robot waits for a pallet it cannot reach. Or Factory Squad promises co-op chaos and industry, but after the joke lands, is the factory deep enough to keep you digging? I checked the release, its hotfix and player reports. The answer is messier than the mind. Or Factory Squad is a first-person mining and light factory building simulator from 3W and Playway. It launched on Windows on July 16, 2026, as a full release. You can run the business alone or in online co-op with up to 4 players. You begin with basic tools, a truck, a warehouse, and a property hiding procedurally distributed resources. Contracts, upgrades, employees, and factory expansion gradually turn that first dig into a production business. Think Hydro near crossed with lighter satisfactory-style planning. The connection is the loop, not the depth. The opening job is wonderfully direct. Buy a dig site, scan the ground, and start with a shovel. Soft material gives way to harder layers. The pickaxe, jackhammer, and dynamite let you go deeper or clear space faster. Deposits are not arranged in one fixed tunnel, so every property becomes a small excavation problem. Bad routes create long walks. Narrow shafts become awkward when you need lights or a mining lift. Digging randomly works until transport becomes the real bottleneck. Ore goes into your backpack, then a truck, then back to the warehouse. There, wall outputs sort the load, conveyors carry it to machines, and raw material becomes blocks, ingots, or complex products. Finished goods land on pallets. You can sell them for quick cash, but contracts pay better. A contract asks for exact products and quantities, gives you a deadline, and lets you negotiate the reward. Then you produce the order, package it, load the delivery truck, collect the money, and reinvest. That chain is the game's best idea. Every rock has a visible journey from dirt to invoice, and every delay points toward the next purchase. A larger backpack helps extraction. A lift shortens the mine. A better truck moves more material. A license opens another machine. The loop is tactile and satisfying, especially when several people keep different stages moving. This is where the promise meets its limit, or Factory Squad does have real production planning. Machine placement matters because forklifts need turning space, pallets need somewhere to wait, and a badly placed conveyor can turn the warehouse into tangled spaghetti. Palletizers, drop zones, and warehouse robots can move a setup closer to hands-off production. Employees can mine or handle repetitive jobs. Inventory buffers matter because selling everything can leave the next contract waiting on products you already made. But the automation is closer to assisted logistics than a programmable factory. Full release criticism points to fixed wall outputs, basic splitting, weak filtering, and machines pushing toward a blocked pallet. A conveyor automates the middle while you remain the final machine, clearing pallets and repairing the flow. Tools do not fix a bad route. Workers do not fix a bad layout, and production is only complete when goods are stored, packed, and sold. That creates meaningful bottleneck decisions, but not factorial-level freedom. Experienced automation players may solve the logic quickly. Players who enjoy physical handling, forklifts, and watching a rough warehouse become organized will get more from it. The launch version officially includes 4 dig sites, more than 60 resources and products, and 3 main production lines. New properties add different environments, materials, hazards, and caves. Progression adds licenses, stronger tools, factory expansion, vehicles, employees, warehouse robots, customization, and city-side income. That is substantially more than the old Level 3 demo, so its limits should not define this review. The harder question is longevity. There is no documented deep endgame, and player experience is split. Some report 10 or more enjoyable hours. Others feel one strong evening reveals most of the novelty. Upgrades keep the loop moving, but do not always transform it. Expect a focused progression arc, not an endless factory sandbox. Co-op is where the title earns the word squad. With 4 players, natural roles form without a class system. One person scans and digs, another drives, someone runs the warehouse, and another negotiates and packages contracts. Upgrades are shared, so one purchase improves the team. The result is coordinated productivity interrupted by forklift accidents, bad investments, and exactly the kind of argument that makes a Discord night memorable. Solo is fully supported, and employees plus robots can absorb some repetitive work. They cannot replace 4 human priorities at once. Mining, transport, production, storage, and delivery become a longer list of manual errands, so the same loop exposes its repetition sooner. Shared company money also means public co-op deserves caution. Current players report limited spending permissions, and a stranger can waste cash or take loans before being kicked. My read is simple. This is a co-op game that works solo, not a solo management game that becomes equally good with friends. Visually, Ore Factory Squad is functional rather than distinctive. Industrial spaces are readable, terrain deformation gives mining satisfying feedback, and machines communicate their state clearly enough. The city, vehicles, customization, and day-night cycle create a sense of place, although short drives ending in loading transitions make the world feel smaller than it first appears. The technical picture needs careful wording. Hotfix 1.0.1 officially fixed a controller tutorial softlock, several crashes, various connection problems, missing cave resources, packaged pallets returning empty and red, key binding restrictions, and some balance and progression issues. Those are fixed targets, not proof of perfect stability. The developer also says more controller quality of life work remains. After that hotfix, isolated players still reported disappearing vehicles and a pallet collision that launched a solo player out of the map. Other recurring criticism concerns shallow automation rather than broken code. The launch response is still very positive, so the fair conclusion is playable and actively patched, but rough enough that a few physics or workflow failures may cost you time. What works is the transformation. A hole in somebody's backyard becomes a transport route. Loose ore becomes a pallet. A cluttered warehouse becomes a production chain. In co-op, every stage gives someone a useful job, and the low-stakes chaos is genuinely funny. The contract system also gives production a reason beyond making a larger number. What does not work as well is the expectation created by the word factory. Automation helps, but it rarely becomes the star. Manual handling remains central. Layout tools are limited. Upgrades can feel incremental, and 4 launch sites may not support months of optimization. The game is strongest as a compact co-op simulator with factory flavor. Judge it as a deep automation sandbox, and its ceiling appears much sooner. My save or buy verdict for Ore Factory Squad is buy on sale. The loop works, the roles are clear, and the developer responded quickly to launch problems. For the audience this game is actually built for, that combination is appealing, but the compact endgame and lighter automation limit how long the factory keeps surprising you. A trusted group of 2 to 4 players still gets a focused, chaotic experience where every job contributes to the same production story. Solo players and factory veterans should understand the limits. Routing logic is light, the endgame is compact, and manual handling never disappears. Those boundaries are why my recommendation currently stops at buy on sale. That verdict can change. If the remaining bugs are fixed, controller quality of life improves, and the biggest automation and workflow criticisms are addressed, I would be ready to move it to buy. The favorable reception already shows that the core loop connects with players. The full release also adds employees, customization, loans, and progression far beyond the old demo. Would you run the warehouse, drive the forklift, or disappear into the mine? If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment below, and subscribe for more strategy reviews. Your support helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.